Will Traynor is a successful banker who has everything a man could ever dream of. He has a rich and powerful family, a beautiful girlfriend, Alicia, and a bright future ahead. The duo spend their time happily, until on a rainy day, his life turns upside down. The scene cuts to 2 years later, where we see Will moving around in a wheelchair and needs help with everything in his life. As it turns out, he has lost almost all motor functions and his body is paralyzed below the shoulders. Needless to say, his life is not the same. Although his family still has money to support him for the rest of his life, Will is suffering from depression because he is no more capable of living life like he used to before his accident. Meanwhile, Louisa Clarke is a fun-loving girl with a naturally cheerful spirit and expresses herself through bright, unconventional clothing that reflects her individuality. She works at a bakery where she knows every customer by name. Sadly, the bakery closes due to financial stress, leaving her unemployed. She resides with her parents, grandpa, sister, and nephew in a small apartment building that barely fits everyone. They are struggling to make ends meet, and her father is frustrated due to her losing the job.
We needed that money.
She'll find something, won't you, Lou?
To solve the situation, Louisa starts searching for jobs, but the problem is that there's a shortage of jobs in her city. Her boyfriend, Patrick, is an athletic young entrepreneur who suggests that Louisa look for a job as soon as possible, but she has difficulties due to low qualifications. She visits the employment agency, and luckily for her, there is one job that fits her expectations. The position is for care and companionship for a disabled man, and it pays really well, though she will need to change her clothing style. She will have to drive, feed, and assist the disabled man for 6 months.
Need someone to drive, feed, and assist. 6-month fixed-term contract. Oh, that's good money.
A desperate Louisa instantly accepts the opportunity, and back at home, her mother helps her dress more appropriately with a short skirt, a blouse, and a jacket. Later, she takes the bus to the Traynor's castle where Will's mother, Camilla, is waiting for her. The castle is gigantic, and Louisa is in awe that she's in a place like that for the interview. Camilla asks Louisa if she has any experience in caregiving, to which she denies.
Do you have any experience of caregiving?
I've never done it, but I'm sure I could learn.
She explains that Will doesn't have any feelings on his legs and can barely move his arms. Camilla gives her a tour of the house, and she starts getting nervous and babbles to answer Camilla's inquiries about her professional dreams. After all, she comes from a working-class family and probably never thought too hard about her career. She's just desperate for a job, so she answers Camilla honestly. Although Louisa is nervous, yet she remains honest about herself, and this impresses Camilla. She offers Louisa the job and requests that she start right away, and Louisa is elated.
Would you like the job?
Yes.
Can you start immediately?
Yes.
She is introduced to Will, who looks far from his well-kept appearance from before the accident. He narrows his eyes at Louisa, and when she introduces herself, he starts making weird noises and faces that makes everyone in the room uncomfortable.
Hello, Louisa Clarke. I'm Will Traynor.
Post that, Will's nurse, Nathan, gives her the details of the medicines and their doses. In the next few days, she tries her best to build trust, but Will acts with an air of superiority and does not skip a single opportunity to berate her. Meanwhile, Louisa's sister, Katrina, reveals her plans to move out of their home, leaving Louisa with no choice but to continue with her unbearable job. Katrina advises her to give Will some time to warm up to her. Acting as per her sister's advice, she tries to approach and talk to Will, and one day she even brings him flowers, but his attitude remains unchanged. With no other option, Louisa continues working for Will, and one day, Alicia and his best friend, Rupert, visit him. Louisa makes herself scarce for most of the visit, but she couldn't help but listen to their conversation. Alicia tells him that she and Rupert are together now and plan on marrying. This comes as a shock to Will, and he sarcastically congratulates them, prompting the duo to leave. But before leaving, Alicia opens up to Louisa about her feelings.
You know, you can only help someone who actually wants to be helped.
After they depart, Will vents his frustration on the nearby portraits, prompting Louisa to rush to him. That day, Louisa complains to Patrick about the whole situation. She cannot believe that Rupert and Alicia could do that to Will. But Patrick disagrees with her. He thinks if it were him in Will's situation, he wouldn't be able to spend the rest of his life sitting on a wheelchair. He then plans to take Louisa to Norway for the holidays, as he plans to participate in a triathlon. Louisa is not at all thrilled by this idea, but as it seems, Patrick cares less about her emotions. Next day, Louisa spends her time fixing the broken portraits, but even this makes Will lose his temper. But this time, Louisa vents all her anger on him and doesn't hold back. Will is taken aback by this, as it has been a long time since someone took a jibe at him without showing pity for his inability. As the days go by, their relationship improves a bit. Will stops being arrogant, and it appears that slowly but surely, Louisa has succeeded in warming up to him. They watch foreign movies together, which is something Louisa has never done before, and he even asks questions about her life.
I go to the pub, I watch TV, I watch Patrick running.
He's surprised at how humble her life is, when compared to what he was used to before the accident. He praises her potential and asks her to live life to the fullest and live it for herself, and not just for her family.
You should be out there, claiming the world as your own, showing your leprechaun shoes to dodgy men.
One day at the hospital, Louisa finds out what he will never get better, as his spinal cord does not work like a normal human. On a particularly snowy day, Will becomes sick and Louisa has to stay with him through the night. While he's sleeping, she grabs his laptop and watches a video he had made before the accident. In it, Will jumps off cliffs, snowboards, and does all kinds of extreme sports while his friends recorded him. Louisa asks him how he ended up in a wheelchair, and he tells her about the accident. He then requests her to say something funny, and Louisa sings a childhood song, which amazes the millionaire.
I lived in the honky land.
One day while working, Louisa overhears the conversation between Will's father Stephen and Camilla. Here it is revealed that Will wanted to end his own life, but after Camilla's repeated appeals, he had given them a deadline of 6 months to change his mind. But that deadline is about to end soon, and the parents are running out of time. Shaken, Louisa returns home and opens up to Katrina. She advises Louisa to take Will on a vacation and show him all the things he loved seeing before the accident.
Show him how good this time can be. Take him places. Make him laugh.
Louisa starts preparing activities for Will. They go to watch a horse race and then invites him to a music concert with her. He agrees to her proposal, and Louisa puts on her red dress, in which she looks drop-dead gorgeous. They enjoy the date, and after a long time, Will feels truly happy.
Just a few minutes more. I just want to be a man who's been to a concert with a girl in a red dress.
Next day, Louisa invites Will to her birthday party, and surprisingly, he accepts. On the day of the dinner, Louisa can barely contain her happiness, but Patrick is not happy about his girlfriend taking such good care of another man. Patrick is self-centered and thinks only about himself, so much so that he gives Louisa a necklace with his name written on it as a present. Meanwhile, Will gives her a thoughtful gift that she absolutely loves.
But where did you get that?
That's a secret.
Only the best pair of tights ever! Oh!
During the party, Will becomes jealous when Patrick kisses Louisa, hinting to us that he is slowly falling for her. One day, he receives an invitation to the marriage ceremony of Alicia and Rupert, and a depressed Will asks her out to go to his favorite place. It is the castle where he used to play a lot during his childhood. There, he confesses to Louisa that the best place on earth is Paris and that he remembers the times when he went to a cafe to eat croissants and drink coffee, while pretty French girls stared at him. One day while Louisa was working, an unknown man comes to meet with Will. Curious about his identity, Louisa Googles him, only to find out that he is a lawyer who specializes in wills. It's like a failure for her, as it's obvious that Will hasn't given up the idea of dying.
I thought he seemed happier. He was smiling, laughing.
Me too.
A few days later, Will and Louisa attend Alicia's wedding. When Alicia enters the church with her dad, Will stares at her and wonders if that could have been him, marrying her. After the marriage vows are completed, the guests have lunch, and there, Will compliments Louisa and tells her that she looks gorgeous.
You look beautiful.
Well, you don't look so shabby yourself.
A woman sits at her table and starts a conversation with Louisa. She's Alicia's godmother and she, too, thinks highly of Will and requests Louisa to take good care of the wonderful man. The dance floor is free for the guests, so Louisa invites Will for a dance. She sits on his lap while he controls his wheelchair, which makes the old guests appalled at their improper behavior. But neither of them care about what others are thinking, and they enjoy themselves to the fullest. He confesses to her that she is the only thing that makes him want to get up in the morning.
You are pretty much the only thing that makes me want to get up in the morning.
Louisa replies that they should go somewhere, a place where they would be alone and won't have to worry about being judged, and Will agrees. Next day, they return home while Will is sweating, which means his body is having issues, but he doesn't care, as he had a really nice time with Louisa, and that's all that matters. Louisa tells Patrick that she isn't going to Norway and explains that she needs to work. He is upset because her job is taking priority over everything and goes away while running. Just then, she receives a text about Will getting admitted to the hospital and immediately rushes to his side. Nathan tells her that he is suffering from pneumonia, and this is the 4th time in 2 years that he had a close encounter with death. She tries to motivate him, but his condition seems to have worsened.
I don't think I can do witty today, Clarke.
She returns home and gets a surprise from Patrick, who has made them dinner. He apologizes for the way he behaved, but their truce doesn't last long. He finds out that the trip that Louisa and Will are planning comprises of romantic stuff that usually couples do, like massages and hot tubs under the stars. They argue again, and this time, Patrick leaves for good. The day of the trip arrives, and the duo enjoy to the fullest. Will asks Louisa to accompany him in his bedroom, and she accepts. She helps him settle on the bed, and the mood between them changes. She's close to his face, and they are staring deeply into each other's eyes. Slowly and gently, they kiss. It's very romantic and shows that they have taken a new step in their relationship. Next morning, Will finds her preparing breakfast, and it seems that he is enjoying every moment. At night, they are stargazing at the beach. While Louisa sits on Will's lap, they kiss again, but before things move forward, Will wants to tell her something. Louisa interrupts him and says that she already knows about his planned demise. She promises to make his life better and tells him that his life means a lot. But he is afraid that one day she's going to regret being with him, and he doesn't want that day to come. He wants her to have a great life with someone who can give her all the happiness she deserves. Louisa begs him to reconsider, but he is adamant on ending his pitiful life. He even asks Louisa to go with him, but she is unable to accept it. She calls him selfish because he wants her to watch the worst thing, which is to see him take his life.
I do all my heart out in front of you, and all you can say is no.
She runs away while crying, and his mood saddens. When they return home, Will's parents are there, waiting for them, and they are happy to see him doing so well. His father suggests they go to a restaurant, but Louisa denies. Camilla demands to know what happened, and soon understands that even Louisa has failed to change Will's mind. Back at her home, her father comforts her by saying that it's not her fault that Will didn't change his mind. He tells her how proud he is of her, and also lets her know that the Traynors left for Switzerland that morning.
You have a heart as big as that castle, and I love you for it.
Katrina takes her to the train station, and Louisa visits Will and his parents. His parents give them privacy, and Louisa lies down beside Will. She asks him to say something funny, and he sings the same song that she had sung a few months ago. And the duo embrace in a final kiss. The story shifts to a few weeks later after Will's death, where she receives a letter with instructions for her to go to Paris. She is wearing the bumblebee tights and goes to the coffee shop he mentioned as his favorite and orders croissant and black coffee. As she reads his letter, he tells her that his lawyer will give her access to a bank account with enough money for her to do whatever she wants. She can start over and do anything she wants to, like the things that she never could do because she was always putting her family before herself. He admits that she has been in his heart from the moment she walked in his room with her big smile and ridiculously colorful clothes. He wants her not to think about him too often and spend her life happily. This is how he bids her farewell, and the movie ends. If you liked the recap, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.